Well, good evening and welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers 2, Sparta, Prague. Sparta, Prague 1. And a good performance at Ibrox. Showing myself also back in the shows, all better and juicy. Evening, lads.
Evening, guys. Happy. How are you doing?
Good evening.
All better, aye. Happy. It was all about the result. We played well, particularly the first half of the game. Maybe should have scored more goals, but we would have took that before the game started. All better.
Absolutely magnificent, mate. That's why I'm saying magnificent. That was fantastic. It's a very professional job out there. We say don't care about the performance, get the result. They got the result and they put a performance in at the same time. Excellent, mate. Very, very happy.
Juicy.
Yep, absolutely second that. I said that I'd be more than satisfied with a 1-0 Bridgeman, and it ended up being a 1-goal win in the end by 2-1. We needed the result because it would have made life quite tricky if we hadn't got the maximum points in terms of progressing easily. We're now in a superb position. We get a home win in the next game in the group, and we've qualified. It's just a question of then whether we can win the group or not. But you wouldn't want to be going to Spain in the last game needing something to still qualify Ox, and that's hopefully not going to be the in question now. If we can get a winner against the Cypriot team, who don't look that good, it was absolutely shocking that we lost over there in the first place. So we can put that right, qualify. Happy days. We've got to be really happy. The performance was really good in the first half. We did waste a few chances in the second Ox, but we made it over the line, and I thought we looked good value.
All right, mate. All right, just to let you know, I'll get my work in the morning. Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right, okay. All right, maybe you get a link for Jack Buckland. Right. So we started the game really well. Got a bit of a break with their bomb scare on the left of the defence. Sort of slipped, let Danilo go through. Good finish. He had a good game, the wee man. All better.
He took it well, mate. He closed them down well. He put the pressure on. Boy slips. Tries to pass it back and slipped at the same time. Wee man gets it and shows real composure to slip it away. My man of the match, the wee man. My man of the match.
And it just kept coming with chances. We were playing well. They were up the park. We were dominating. The only way they looked as if they were going to threaten us was wrong throws. We were coping with that. Then we get the second goal. We broke away. Todd Cantwell, Juicy.
Yeah, he looked particularly good in the first half. A bit feisty as well at times, which can be good and can be bad as well. But he was creating. He was moving quick. He had that shot where he controlled it when it was up high, and commentators criticised him a bit. I thought he did quite well with that shot. I know it didn't have a lot of power on it, and then of course the goal from a lovely ball over. It was just a great move, Ox. Really, really nice to see. And
was it Lundstrom that played the ball to Danilo? Yeah.
Yeah, correct. 60-yard ball to Danilo. Danilo with a goal and the assist tonight. He's got to be really, really pleased. And a little bit unfortunate having the third one chalked off, but there was contact there. But he's got to be really happy with his performance tonight. And Cantwell, who's still coming back from injury, Ox. What a beautiful moment for him to score the winner.
Yeah, when he cut inside, he chopped inside and then just passed into the goal. Good goal, Albert.
Good team goal, mate. Lovely pass for Lundstrom. Danilo controls it well, cuts in. Beautiful pass out to Cantwell. Big Lammers dummies it, lets it on to Cantwell. Cantwell struts in, cuts back, cuts across, left foot, open corner. Beautiful, mate. That's the way it should be done. I've been screaming about this quality for ages. That's quality, mate. Quality for Lundstrom, quality for Danilo, quality for Lammers, even dumbing it, quality for Cantwell. Good, excellent goal, mate. Absolutely excellent goal.
2-0 up, we're playing well, and Danilo hits the post. We've got opportunities to make more chances. It doesn't quite come in half for the best team. The half-time whistle comes, and then second half starts with nothing really happens the first 10 minutes. Then we started getting a foothold. We started playing well. We had chances to make it 3. Didn't take them opportunities. I thought your man, McCausland on the ball was excellent, Albert. Excellent. The passing and match, arguably.
2 or 3 put through, but the first one was superb, mate. Told you he's no winger. He's no winger. He's the number 10. He's playing a Lammers position better than Lammers can play. I'll tell you that for nothing. Once he gets confidence, that's not even him up to speed and confident yet. Wait till see this boy gets confident. He's some player. Excellent.
So then we had chances, and they were coming into it, and they didn't. If I'm honest, they never really looked what's going. I don't think Jack had a real save to make, and then they scored a goal, and the whole atmosphere changed.
Well, their manager made some good tactical changes at half time. They brought on some of their better players. One of them wasn't able to last the whole of the second half, so they clearly weren't fully fit. Otherwise, some of those guys would have definitely started Ox. But they came into the match. We know they were technically decent side, so we weren't going to have it our own way. But I thought we managed the game okay after they scored. It wasn't wave after wave of Sparta attack. We had the ball in their half on plenty of occasions. It's just always that little bit of tension, isn't it, when it's one goal? Because, one counter-attack, break away, and you can be in trouble and suddenly it's level. But that didn't happen. And, the one time when they had a chance, Butland pulled off a good save, and it had to be a good save because the guy was through. That was the only opportunity they had. And Butland was up.
Yeah. Yeah, good save. I think we'd run out of steam. I think if one criticism, we could have refreshed the engine room, but maybe didn't feel the players on the bench for the right personnel to bring on at all there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to do that, because if he did, he would have done it earlier on. No, I mean, he'd right on the hour, he would have done it. But no, you're sitting looking. It's one of the walking a tightrope, innit? If I put it, we're tiring, but if I put it on, it might pull the whole shape away for the team, and then before you know what it is, here we're all out of the shop. But it's just to say that we made them look pretty ordinary tonight. I thought the way we were playing, we made them look like that. So full credit to the team. There wasn't a bad player on the park. Some players played better than others, but there wasn't a bad player on the park for us anyway.
Right, okay. We'll get these phone lines open, and when we come back, we'll get your man of the match. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I agree with you, Albert. No failures. Man of the match, Juicy?
I think for the goal and the assist, Danilo did very, very well tonight. I'd like to give it to him. I'd also like to give a special mention to Tav. I thought his corners and set plays were good tonight. Sometimes he gets criticised for taking all the corners, but I thought they were getting in there and they were causing problems, especially in the first half.
Yeah, I'm with Albert. I don't think there was any failures. I'm happy to go with Danilo. I thought Seaman had a good game. In fact, I don't know if I took him off because of what he gives you, but ultimately the manager got it right. Man of the match, you're going for Danilo as well. Albert, you said earlier.
Aye, Danilo for me. I must remember that second goal. Just seen it there. Lundstrom put the ball up to Seaman, and it was Seaman
brought to Danilo, and then he passed it in.
Aye. But I'll get the wee man. I thought he had an excellent game. Not just the assist and the goal. He worked his wee socks off, man. He was everywhere. He's a good wee centre forward. As McCoy's pointed out, that it's what a difference to your team when you play somebody at centre forward that knows how to play it.
I couldn't agree with him, mate. I thought we're improving. Cantwell's going to get fitter. Seaman will get more confident. He could do a goal now just to kick him on again. Danilo scoring regular. Lammer's done some good stuff. I thought Jack and Lundstrom kept it simple in the first half. Yeah, there was errors. Of course there is. It's a game of football. But the other piece of the defence was decent. Ben Davis strode it most of the time. Connor was leading us and playing well. And our goalkeeper, he's top drawer, Albert.
Oh, definitely, mate. Definitely. Top draw. Excellent. 25 million plus for that boy, you know what I mean? I hope he never leaves, but 25 million plus if anybody's interested. Don't mince about here. This boy's a top keeper. Davis is just a wee one in Davis, mate. One bad pass, but the rest of the game, superb. Absolutely superb. He played, that wee 14 came out of his side of the park, who's a decent player. He played him brilliant, absolutely brilliant, because on the other side with Tavernier, he was causing problems for them over there. And he done it in the first leg as well, but I thought Davis played him really, really well. Aye. Jack had a really good game, I know, mate, especially the first half.
Aye. I saw he was getting involved and joining up the play, and he was getting into the box. And, you know, listen, I agree with you, there was no failures. Yeah, of course, some better than others, Juicy.
Yeah, of course. I do want to say, Ox, as Old Bear and you were just discussing a moment ago, a special mention to Old Bear's man, Cosland, as well, because I thought he was really, really good when he came on. And Old Bear said he didn't want to just have a cameo from him. He wanted him to get some real minutes, and he got some real minutes tonight. And quality of the balls he was putting in, I thought, were excellent. That was more than just a cameo for me. That was a statement of intent, a good 20 minutes from a young player who, as you said, Old Bear.
Sorry, this person can't answer at the moment, so please leave a message after the tone. If you'd like to change your message.
Potentially better than some of the other guys we've got in that number 10 position at the moment. So I can see a big future for him, Old Bear, and I'm pleased he got the minutes that you asked for.
I agree with you, just he's a smashing wee player. As soon as I clapped eyes on him and that B team, man, I says to Southside, that boy's ready. He's ready now. And so is the wee boy Lyle. He's ready as well. He's a cracking wee player. See Lyle. I'm not saying he's better than McCausland, but he's equally as good as him. He's a cracking wee player. Anyway, that's for the future.
We've been joined by Derek. Evening, Derek.
How you doing, mate? Yeah, not too bad. How's it going?
Good, mate. Oh, good tonight, aye.
Aye, it was pretty decent, wasn't it? I thought it was a brilliant first half, not so great second half, and like as much as everybody played great, I'm still no sold in Sam Lammers. But the main point of Holland was that's Rangers down to carrying the coefficient by ourselves again. So if we win this game, we win against Limassol, and say we pull it off against Betis, like. I don't know what you think about it, but there was some TalkSport the other night saying that Rangers and Celtic shouldn't even try to compete for the Champions League. They should be content with the Europa League. And that goes in the face of what Philippe Clement's saying, because he's been obviously in charge of Bruges and Genk, and they pulled off that result against Real Madrid, and they've got deep into the Champions League and stuff like that. So I'm just wondering what you think about, like, as much as we're in the Europa League right now, and I know I'm thinking kind of like pie in the sky type of thing, but should we start preparing ourselves for thinking about the idea that maybe next season or the season after we could be a Champions League team and we could realistically compete, do you think?
Oh, there's a big gap, mate. And listen, in some of the games last season we did compete. We had a really depleted squad. We know it was a sore one at home against Liverpool. A mad 20 minutes. The first half, we were a better side and we could have been easily 1-0 up. And then because these teams have got so much pace and quality, they score goals quite quickly. And for us to compete like other teams in Scotland, somebody's going to have to have a root and branch approach to Scottish football. In my opinion, Albert.
I agree, mate. It depends what Derek. It depends what you consider competing. What do we consider competing? Is it competing for trying to win it? Because we're never going to do that. No, the way the setup is at the moment. Are we talking about competing and just winning a couple of games in the group section, or making the group section and winning a couple of games in there, or is competing actually qualifying and get out the group section into the knockout stuff? It depends what you're calling for competing. at the end of the day, it's a totally unfair system regarding the money. But we keep saying teams are no built just with money. You can get players and get a team built for a fraction of the cost that some of these teams are paying. Just need to look at the Premiership for that. £800 million. Chelsea, £3.2 billion since 1996 spent on players, and still they're struggling. So it's down to a good manager knowing what he's doing and a good scouting system and picking the right players for the right price and building a team. Building a team is a difficult thing to do. It sounds easy, but it's not. You really need somebody who knows what they're doing. So that's my opinion. But competing, you're never going to compete, mate. They're too far away now. Way ahead. They need to break away, and we all need to set up a different setup because these rich teams are just gone, mate. They're gone at the outside.
They compete in individual games, mate. They'll compete in individual games. You know,
sometimes
if we get it right and you get the tactics right and you get a bit of luck, will you be able to do that over 6 games against teams that are maybe spending fortunes? It's questionable. We're pretty realistic, Juicy.
You're absolutely right, guys. We were well beaten last season in the Champions League. We had a few moments in a couple of the games. I thought we did bits and pieces at home to Napoli. We held out better than I thought we would at Anfield, but we were brutalised over 6 games. You know, we can try and skirt over it and gloss it up a bit. We're nowhere near that level that's required. When you only win 2+ million for winning the SPFL, a league that we've not won for a couple of seasons, we're off it. And that's the reality of it. We can't compete financially. We compete skill-wise with these teams yet. Doesn't mean we're not going to have our moments, as you said, Ops. And we certainly have our moments. And we will get opportunities in it. We want to qualify for it, but I do not want to be seeing us getting beat 7-1, 6-0. Both sides of the old firm cannot cope at that level, and that's clear to me.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to debate this, Derek, when we have the international break. But let's focus on the next game. We've also been joined by David. All right, David.
Evening, lads.
Yeah, David,
what's on your mind?
I just wanted to talk about the excellent result we just pulled there away for Europe. It's no easy work when only one team in Scotland is winning in Europe and you're having to do the hard graft for everybody else. You know what I mean? I think the team did really well. The first half, the second half, the other team started coming back at it, but I think we managed to keep a goal threat there and kept them guessing. I still think we should have got the third goal with Danilo, but it's gone and passed. I'd like to know, do you know why Connor Golson got that yellow card at the end? It escapes me.
Well, according to Fox, before we came out, I think there was an offside, but he cleared the ball out, so it was a foul and a yellow card. I never caught it live, mate, but that's what Fox told us all there before we came on, yeah?
I said they wiped him out. Absolutely, totally wiped the guy out. Rightly so. As Fox said, it was a professional foul, and he needed to do it. He needed to take it the booking. So, thank God he did, because that referee was beginning to lose the plot. But it's just one of the things. Danilo's goal, for example, it wasn't intentional. But it was a foul. I can say that now with confidence and relax because we won 2-1. If it was 2 each of I don't think I'd be saying it. I don't think I would take it that calm, mate. I think I'm going to have my nut right now. But anyway, we won it. I don't care. We won.
We're getting some feedback for you, David. I don't know if you're making your sandwiches for the Morris graft. Yeah. Well,
I'll be going into work tomorrow, and I'm sure a few faces will be hiding, same as the last. You know what I mean? Well, I was
coming for you, Comfy, you'll be able to see Gear 6, yeah?
I think it's obviously the the Celtic pub round the corner was suspiciously quiet. I'll put it that way.
Derek, it was a good. The first half performance was excellent. Arguably, our best 45 minutes of the season. I know they weren't great, but we played well.
I would agree. I think everybody on the park played really well. I mean, I don't know what you think with Lammers, but he seems to be better off the ball than he is on the ball. Like when he gets it, he seems to kind of lose it, but when he's not good at it, he seems to kind of win it. But like it was brilliant in the first half, and I was like, oh, that's just the first half. As soon as we come into the second half, this is a 3-0 or a 4-0. We're going to improve and we're going to keep it on them. But what do you think happened in the second half, where it kind of just, the tempo kind of petered out a wee bit and the possession handed out to Sparta, and it just, what do you think happened between the first and the second half?
I think obviously a bit of energy. We didn't have the personnel to bring on, and they get the goal, gives them a lift. They'd refreshed half their team, and then we were hanging on a wee bit at times, even though they'd only one better effort at goal. But listen, they're not the worst team in the world, especially when they bring on their better players. Do you see it?
And that was the key point, Ox, the tactical changes he made. He brought on their best players, who unfortunately for them weren't able fitness-wise to start the match. So he got what he could out of them, and one of them had to be subbed off again anyway. So, you know, I don't want to say the word desperation, but he's using players who perhaps ideally he wouldn't want to have to play at all, but it did enough to get them back into the game to an extent, which just shows you that they are a technically decent side. And we knew going into this group, guys, that this double header against them would dictate whether we would come second, third or fourth in this group at least. And we just had to edge the two ties against them, and we've done that. And you're going to have moments where it's a little bit tricky. And we were looking good, and we could have got a 3-1. We could have got a 3-0 with the one that hit the post. We were unfortunate, and you know, then you can get the cigars out. But it was a little bit tighter than you would have liked. But I'm still really happy to have won it by 1 goal. And we now go into the next game. All right, Dalton suspended, but you could play old school blue and Fox at the back, and we'll beat Limassol at home. I can promise you that.
I think old school blue was maybe an attacking midfielder rather than a central defender. Fox was Franz Beckenbauer based his game on Fox. You know, so we'll see what it takes us. But listen, it was all about getting the 3 points tonight in the group, David, and we done it.
Exactly. I think that wee Ross McCausland looked absolutely full of energy and potential. I'd like to see him getting a wee start somewhere along the way. And as much as I've found him, like even Dessers showed up a wee bit towards the end, but it was only like 20 minutes, so you know what I mean. But you've got to kind of look a gift horse in the mouth. It's 3 points that we didn't have before, and that's us probably definitely getting to second place now.
Well, we'll win the next game. We'll be going to Spain with a 3-hit to win the group. So there you go, Albert. Simple as that.
Simples, mate. Aye, definitely. But another thing I was going to say to David as well. See if they changed, as Ox said, half their team there, and we ran out a bit of steam. But see, we'd a fit Lawrence, a fit Dowell, a fit Matondo to bring on to that game tonight. We would have ran right over the top of them. Absolutely destroyed them in that second, late on in that second half. Just that we just ran out of steam, mate. That's all it was. There's no great concern to me. That's all I just seen. They brought in some good players and we just ran out of steam. But still comfortable in the end. I know it was not for us. We were nervous, but reality, it was pretty comfortable because Jack Buckland only had one save to make in the second half, but they were dominant. One save to make, mate. So, aye, I'm happy. I know you're happy as well. Happy.
Big Phil seems to have the Midas touch at the moment, Derek.
Aye, I would say so. Like he seems to day what he says. There seems to be a lot of kind of like press conferences where he gets asked a lot of ridiculous questions, and he kind of focuses and he keeps repeating the same thing, that he's got this mantra where it's kind of like physicality, mentality, technical and tactical. He seems to keep repeating that he's looking at an observation period, that he's assessing the team. He seems to keep like repeating over and over again in all his press conferences that he has a system and a managerial system, and he's here at Rangers to improve things. And he's definitely shown that there's an evolution in the team for when he picked out for Michael Beale. And like if we get to Sunday and we win on Sunday, that's a pretty good start to his Rangers career. And I wouldn't say it's refreshing listening to him. He talks sense, and he just doesn't take any hassle off the press. I think it's just reassuring that he seems to be a professional that has a vision for Rangers. And you seen that thing the other day where he addressed mentality, where he was telling them we don't need to fear anyone on the park. And that kind of goes in the face of what everybody's believing right now. We're all believing that we're second, we're a Europa League team. If we get in the Champions League, that would be a curse. Whereas it should be the opposite. We should be aiming to win the league. And if we get to the Champions League, that's a blessing. And when I say competitive, I'm kind of harking back to like the Cadbucat days where we get into the last 16. Obviously, we had more money back then. But
just for the record, Div Advocate never got the group stages, mate.
Oh, was it Walter Smith?
No, it was Alex McLeish.
Was it? Wrong in two accounts then, eh? So just it's kind of like, when I say competitive, I'm not talking about like win. Like I'm just saying, like, since we went into administration and Celtic have had a free run at the Champions League, they've played 35 games, conceded their 90 goals, and they've had the baton, and maybe it's time, like, kind of retake that up and show a different face in Europe. So
yeah.
Show them how it's done, mate.
Aye, you're right.
Aye, exactly.
Compete, play a game of football. I'm sure we've got a break coming up, and one of the shows we can maybe get a lot of people on there and we can debate that. Because to compete, you have to be playing at a certain level every week. And the way the football is set up at the moment, as much as we like going to Hibs and Hearts and winning and going up with Prague, look at the size of the pitches. You don't see that in Europe. They've all got proper sized pitches with space on it for football games. You know, in Scottish football, we've ended up for the country that invented modern football, we've been left behind, and it's tragic all there. But that doesn't mean we can't compete.
No, I mean I've gave up with Scottish football. I just don't care what they got up to anymore, because they're in the dark ages and they'll never want to come out of the dark ages. I mean, I'm 67 and for 50 years I've been hearing all the arguments that we're getting right now for 50 years. Everybody has. Of a certain age, it's never going to change, mate. So I'm with you. Concentrate on ourselves and let's see what we can do.
But we've all debated one night. Let's just stick to the night's game, and we hopefully we'll get stronger. Derek Juicy can come in after you, mate. As players start getting fit, you've got Cifuentes, Lawrence, McCausland gaining confidence. We've got Matondo coming back. Roof was on the bench. So in a couple of weeks' time, nearly 2.5 weeks' time, a lot of these guys should be fitter, stronger, and ready for that charge in December.
Is it me or is it the other guy?
Yeah, on you go, Derek. On you go, there.
Well, there's that. The time to get the whole team fit, we'll get to the January window. So you're saying about Roof and Lawrence and we've got like Borna Barisic and Jack and a whole bunch of other people. As soon as we get the whole team fit, there'll be an opportunity in January to kind of weed out the false promises that we've had. We seem to recruit a lot of players who come with an injury history on the idea that they'll improve, or we can somehow wave a magic wand at them and they'll suddenly gain magic health at Rangers and then consistently playing, and they don't. But there'll be a lot of players that return back to health. Raskin is kind of reliable, and Tom Lawrence you would hope would come back. But with Kamar Roof, you're thinking back for a week and then out for 3 months, or that type of thing. So the time we get them back, it'll be the January window. So I don't know what you think about the timing of that after the international break, all the way up to the 30th of December, and then we've got the January window. So I'm not sure. Like, what do you think of the January window and how that plays into the fitness of the players and who comes back and who doesn't come back? Would that be like a trigger point where we start to decide who's going out the door type of thing, or?
Oh, I think the manager have an idea what he wants to do already, and then there's about 8 players out of contract, so the Bob Halls in their court will take it from there, and then the problem I've got is guys in long-term contracts. They might not be going to get the same money elsewhere, so they might be happy to stay. But tonight, Juicy, it was the manager got it right ultimately. I mean, I was screaming for some energy in the midfield the last 15 minutes, and I didn't know who I might have brought. Personally, I might have brought Lawrence on for Lammers, but he brought Lawrence on for Seema. So ultimately, the manager got it right.
He got it right because we got the right result, and managers live and die by the results, don't they? And there is a lack of options, with the freshness of the team, because we've got some players back, but we know they're not all ready to go yet. And we talk about injuries. The next few weeks are going to be massive. We're going to have a little break, which I think again actually comes at a good time for us, because it gives us the opportunity to get a few more players back into the system. But then when we're back, we've got a couple of games in November, and then it's going to be 9 matches in December. As always, December is a crazy month for numbers of games, and you're going to need as many people as possible ready to go by then, because that's going to be a real slog. We've got an Old Firm match, we've got a cup final, we'll be away to Betis in hopefully what won't be too crucial a game, but we might still have an opportunity to win the group. So like you said, it's a free hit, Ox. We're going to need some of these players back and ready to go. So you're right, Derek. We got to get on top of this injury situation. And hopefully the next couple of weeks he's going to have a chance to do that in an international break.
Yeah, we'll see what it takes us all. But I mean, you're going to get knocks and people injured in a season, particularly this time of the season, but we were frustrated by the numbers. So hopefully with Ruth back on, Dowell played for the B team, Lawrence is back on the part. Hopefully it's easing. But, yeah.
It's not just the numbers, it's the length of time, isn't it? I mean, they keep counting it in weeks. You should be counting it in games. I've gave up counting it in weeks. I count it in games now, because somebody's out for 6 weeks and they're playing 3 games a week. That's 18 games. 18 games you're missing. That's what this medical staff and fitness staff don't realise. That's a lot of games that you're asking the rest of the players to take up the slack. So you're not getting them rotated.
I'm not quite buying your arithmetic, but carry
Well,
on.
you know what I'm saying. It's 6 threes or 18, isn't it?
Counting one of them twice every 6 times.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Well, every 10 days then you played.
I get it, mate. I get it.
But it's a lot of games. It's a lot of games they're missing. So that's the point. The point is we've got all the injuries. That's fair enough. It happens, that, as you say, bangs and bruises and kicks in the ankle and things like that, sprains and things. But it's a length of time these players are. It's ridiculous, mate. It's not on. It's just simply not on. And the one that brought it to the head was Helander. He goes away and he's playing international football. That sends alarm. I bet doesn't send alarm bells right through your club. What does? I don't understand. You've got to say something's wrong. Right, anyway, that's that. We're on the Knights game. I know you keep saying that. We're critiquing the Knights game, and I'm happy. I'm really happy that we got 3 points. Professional, mate. Very professional game.
I don't think we had any failures tonight, and I think he didn't get his trip 30 again, but he's ended up the hero tonight again. Derek Jack Butland with that save when it was 2-1.
Aye, reliable, professional, and brilliant. Just it's hard to believe that we actually got Jack Butland, isn't it? If you think about where he was a year ago and like the type of career you'd expect for him, and he's playing for Rangers, and he's superb, and he'll continue to be superb, and he turns up at the right moments. And it's like you say, like before, you would be a bit like, we kind of lose possession. Maybe that was with Beale. We had this idea that we had to have possession all the time because we couldn't rely on a goalkeeper or a defence. But with Jack Butland, there is a confidence that's installed there. You're like, all right, you still got to be Jack. Like you still have this. You have like a confidence that wasn't there before with Alan McGregor in his latter years. But he's brilliant, and he's like safe pair of hands and really reassuring, and like he's still young, and if we can keep a hold of him and keep off a Championship and Premier League interest, then like we've got a superb keeper like moving forward. So
I'm not saying he was man of the match. Just what I'm saying is he had that big moments what you want for Rangers goalkeepers. I mean, up until the goal went in, I don't think they had enough for the goal as such, had they?
And that was the one big moment that we spoke about earlier, that, you know, when we were under a bit of pressure after they'd scored, that was the big moment. Because other than that, I know it was a bit tense, but they didn't do too much to penetrate us and have shots on goal. But that was their moment, and he pulled it off. And you know, it wasn't like the greatest of all time saves, but it was an important save because, you know, we were on the ropes for a little bit there. And the guy has stepped up in every single match this season. Derek, you're absolutely right. How we got him was fantastic, because how he's not in the English Premiership is beyond me, really, because, you know, at Manchester United he didn't really get an opportunity, but we managed to sign him. Definitely, whether it was Michael Beale or whoever it was that was behind it, it was the best bit of business that the previous management team did. And for that, I'll tip my hat off, because he's been fantastic. And we've got a great song out of it as well. I think we can all be really, really happy, because I want him here for the next 10 years. I want him here till he retires.
Yeah, that'll do me. Fox loves that, Albert. Yeah, he loves it.
What's the Danilo song? I couldn't catch what they were singing.
Danilo, that's She's Electric by Oasis, isn't it?
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit deep for me.
That means nothing to you, does it?
Nothing at all, mate. Absolutely not. It's no catchy, I know that. That Jack Butland one is. That one, Danilo's no very catchy.
You're a Co fan and a racist fan.
Oh, aye. No, definitely.
Right. Whatever you want,
is the Co.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want, aye. We're going to start these song titles there.
Maybe one night. We've done it before. Right, okay. Great performance, particularly in the first half. No great in the second half, Derek. We won one next home game. We're through. The manager got it right. The players are reacting. The support seem to be back with the team. Everything's moving slowly in the right direction.
Yeah, and it's only been a couple of weeks as well. Like, it's been massive transformation. In the second half, I don't know if you agree, but I agree with Albert. It just kind of like everybody was, I wouldn't say fatigued, but certainly the tempo had reduced, and Sparta started to get back into it. And then when they scored the goal, started to get a bit nervous. And but it would be nice to see us performing the way we did in the first half for 90 minutes or 98 minutes, or whatever game's going to these days. But the second half wasn't as enjoyable as the first half, and if we could perform consistently through it the entire 90 minutes, but obviously we didn't have the depth in the bench and the fitness and that type of thing. But everything's gone well. If you'd went back to the Aberdeen game and said to people, by the time we get to November or December, like, we're realistically going to qualify for the Europa League, and we're going to claw back the goal difference. We're going to claw back some points in Celtic, and we're going to actually have a style, and we're actually going to be performing properly, and we're going to turn a few players around, pull a few back for injury. it would sound too good to be true, but that's the direction it's gone in. You're seeing constant and conscious evolution of the team, and it looks like it looks promising. But again, it's all the way up to the 30th of December, isn't it? It's like get past the international break and up to that Celtic game, and then see where we are on the 30th of December, and then we can have a more realistic view of where we're going to be.
And we've got some hard fixtures before that. I think we've got Tynecastle, Aberdeen, and Easter Road. But tonight, sum up what your feelings are. Just say there.
I think we all need to be really, really pleased. It wasn't an easy game tonight, but we managed to get what we needed. It sets us up absolutely beautifully for now. We've got to go to the plastic pitch of doom at the weekend, where we've actually fared pretty well the last few times we've been there. So we shouldn't have any fear for that. And Martindale's a big Jers fan anyway, so I'm sure that will all be set up nicely. We'll have the refs on our side as well. Lovely jubbly.
Lovely jubbly. Last word for your good self, Derek. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I just if we could repeat it against Limassol, and then if we could go one step further and repeat it against Betis away, which is a draw would be great, but that would be superb. I'm just really happy with Philippe Clement, and I think tonight was an example of just how much he's changed the team since he stepped in. Gone through getting beat off Limassol away to beating Sparta Prague at home was quite a big transformation.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for the call, mate.
No worries, man.
Last word for your good self, Albert.
Sum it up. Very good first half. Good second half. Excellent result. A very professional performance. Happy. All round happy, mate.
If Albert's happy, I'm happy. Listen, thanks to Derek and David for joining us. Thanks to Juicy and Albert for doing the show. Thanks to Fox and Old School Boy for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. And you later for a few happy bears. Bridgeman will be up. He'll be on the ceiling. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your evening. Remember, give them 6 and work tomorrow. Take it away, Old School Boy.